to improvise here a little bit. I'm sorry about that, guys. So let's live chat. There we go. Let's see if I can set it there. Keep the Wi-Fi. It's a really windy day today, and it's some of the panels are. It's been a weird day today, but the sun is shining, and it snowed, but all the snow is melted. It's nice. I'll take the rain as, I mean, it's precipitation, however you look at it. There we go. All right. Okay, how's that? Can everybody hear me okay? Or can you hear me in the chat there? Okay, bye. That's fine. Still trying to work out some of these kinks. All right. Ugh. This is... Wait for people to get in. I was having issues setting up the live stream. It kept on trying to default to the year 1969. I don't know why. I never put 1969 on there. YouTube has been weird. So yeah, there we are. So welcome to the Hippie Hebrew Homesteads greenhouse. We're doing a little bit of work. Right now, I wish I could move the camera, but it seems like I've got the best internet service right there. We've got a lot of plants to declutter. This is an example right here, if my phone doesn't fall over. So these are tomatoes. They're not quite big enough yet, but so these can keep on sprouting. But I'm going to show you another example right here. That's a whole tray. How does, there we go. So these are a bunch of bean sprouts. I don't know if I can't even, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So it looks like there's about 4 in each. Miss Hippie's the one that planted these. So we're going to be putting these into larger pots because we're kind of at risk for a frost. And oh no. Oh, these are not stuck together very well. Let me put these up real quick. So we're still kind of at risk for a frost. We had snow this morning, so I don't know. Miss Hippie, are you in the chat right now? I see you posted at 8 this morning. I can't text right now, so hang on. I was gonna respond to her. She sent me a text. Oh, see, there we go. Dropping the phone already. Whoa! I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Miss Hippie, to answer your question on the text, yes, you can. All right. This is where we're going to stay for now. You can see my beautiful little sproutings here of my Cherokee purple tomatoes. We're going to do some salsa with those. But yeah, we're here. One of the things that I really wanted to talk about, and I mean, I guess I don't know if I should wait for more people to get in, but one of the things that I wanted to hit on, like, are you properly prepping? You know, there's 2 different aspects to prepping. And us, we are Bible believers. So let me point that a little bit higher. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. Sorry, my hair is a little crazy. My beard's a little weird, but you know, it's a red beard, so let it be weird. You know, there's 2 different aspects of prepping. I love prepping. I mean, we are definitely preppers. You know, and that was a lifestyle that used to be made fun of in this country until very recently. I remember watching, I think it was on History Channel, preppers were kind of laughed at and at the end they always said, like, they always wrapped it up with this whole a collapse in America is totally unreal, or this happening is unreal, or but that's the thing, like, what they don't understand is those preppers, they were prepping for scenarios like that, similar to that, or whether it happens now, or if it happens later, or if it even happens whenever I'm long in the ground. It's something that doomsday preppers. Yes, that's exactly what it was, Jason Miller. Yes, thank you. Doomsday peepers. Your peepers like your eyes, right? Yeah, doomsday preppers. They always wrapped up with that whole, like, so and so scenario is super unlikely and is likely to never happen. And how old is that show? I mean, their last episode aired. I got you on that. I knew what you were talking about. I speak Taiwanese. But don't you find it funny how they always end on it being highly unlikely? Like, I don't know why. But that's the physical side of prepping, right? But are we spiritually prepping too? I think Miss Hippie was watching another channel. I don't want to tag him or say it because I don't know, the association. But he made up a very good point. He's like, are you prepping spiritually, or are you just prepping physically? Because what happens whenever you prep physically and you're not even ready for what could possibly happen, in the aspect of you spend all this time prepping and it all gets taken away from you. That's my panels. I gotta resecure them. Oh, here comes Miss Hippie. Here, I gotta get out of her way because we're only 8 foot wide here. And she's got some. I know. She's got some homemade cheese as well. Oh my gosh, she did goat cheese, honey goat cheese. And you got your tea?
Yep, I got tea.
Oh, I didn't know what containers to use to, like, kind of separate the sproutings, so yeah. I just got like 10 different kinds.
This didn't. It's still warm, so it's gonna crumble really
Maybe
bad.
We should have let it. Oh my gosh. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. Yeah, I agree that I think the spiritual and the mental aspect kind of tie into each other, or Miller Homestead. You have to have that aspect, definitely mentally, because you do need to be mentally prepared. Yes. But I think that does tie in with spiritually because, if you read your Bible, I mean, Proverbs 31 is the perfect verse on, chapter, sorry. Proverbs 31 is the perfect chapter for prepping. I mean, the Proverbs 31 woman, I mean, Rhonda pretty much, or Miss Hippie knows it by heart.
Well, no, I don't. Well, not by heart.
Used to. She used memorized. Wait, did you, yes, I mean, in the book of Isaiah, they specify in there too about prepping. I mean, it's not just getting corn or getting your wheat or your grain into a silo. It's also what happens. Miss Hippie says it perfectly, right? She says, what happens when the angel comes knocking on your door and says, you guys need to get out? Or what happens when a natural disaster happens and your house gets leveled? There goes your stores, there goes your shelter. What are you going to do? Don't lose the faith because you didn't properly prep for, okay, well, I know that if our house, I mean, we've already been through a little bit. I don't want to share too much of what happened to our house when we first moved here. It is a bit personal. However, we were all living. We had two dogs, a cat, me or myself, and Miss Hippie. We were all living in a 12 by 20 bunkhouse, which we
Well, it's like a studio apartment.
it's like a
setup.
studio apartment, yeah, but you know, it's like we were
One-
blessed.
One room cabin, basically.
Yeah, one room cabin. Everybody was in everybody's business there. So
For 5 months.
for 6 months,
Yeah.
months. And I don't know if you can hear our sheep bleating out there. They're bleating, you know, not bleeding, but they're bleeding out there because they think that us as their caretakers can control the weather, but we can't. So I tried to tell them that. They just didn't understand. They didn't like the snow. But
Yeah,
you know,
their winter
their winter
came
coats
back.
are gone. Oh, did they? I did. Well, they were poof.
were gone, and then they
were
came
shooting
back
out their
last
fur
night.
because we've got hair sheep, and they were shooting all their fur out. And today we had, I don't know, it might have been an inch and a half of snow, but it melted pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm itching my nose because I got something bothering my nose. Where were we before I went off on that tangent? If you could pull up here, I've got a charger for you. I planned ahead this time. I was trying to get the camera set up with the laptop so I could bring it here. I've got a 55 or a 35-gallon drum. I was gonna put the laptop and camera on, but my webcam, it wasn't communicating with the computer, so it was.
Hopefully the wind doesn't knock out the internet.
It's been kind of in and out. I don't know. How are we coming across that way, guys? Can you hear us okay? Let me know in the chat. But no, I was talking about the two, I guess there's many aspects of prepping, but the two main aspects are physical and spiritual, in my opinion. Oh yeah, see, it's winding where they're at there too, and I mean
we don't
it's
really get crazy wind like this.
no, our trees just they're pretty good wind buffers. So, it's the aspects of prepping.
Well, then I guess like on the secular side, if people aren't spiritual, they know prepping is physical and mental.
And we get it. I mean, I've got subscribers that they're not on a biblical level, and that's totally fine. You know, I'm praying that we kind of are a witness to them and plant the seeds like we're doing here. It's tomatoes.
I know.
A Cherokee purple.
Did you show?
Yeah, I didn't show them all of it because I don't want to move the phone, but I mean, this is the physical part. I mean, we are blessed to have these sprouts, and I mean, God willing, I was able to build this greenhouse. This was something. These windows, we got all the windows for free. You know, that's kind of the physical aspect, but I want to get more into the spiritual because there's going to be a lot of people that are prepping, and you guys need to be ready, because what happens whenever, I mean, just to quote the channel, what was it? So his channel is Sound the Battle Cry. I agree with him on some things, and I disagree with him on other things. But the one thing that he was hitting the nail on the head with was there's going to be a lot of people that will lose their faith because they spent all this time prepping. And I'm not saying that everybody that's prepping is doing it wrong. There's different types of prepping. You know, but I want to get into the spiritual meat of understanding that God has your back. You know, putting your faith in God, it's a really big aspect of prepping. It's one, I mean, this is all God. You know, what we have is because of God. God blessed us, and you know, I pray that he continues to bless us, and if we lose our physical, at least we still have God. You know, we still prep. We still have Jesus. We have, you know, Yeshua, Yahweh, however you want to say it. You know, King James Version people here. We really just, you got to keep yourself in check for the biblical. There's the biblical side, the spiritual side. You know, the Holy Spirit keeping in line with what you've been provided, not the whole I did this, myself and I, or I'm prepping for me. No, I just, here at the Hippie Hebrew Homestead, we're prepping for ourselves and others, and we're prepping with that little inkling in the back of our head that, hey,
We could lose it all in an
we could
instant.
lose it all in an instant, but that will not cause me to question my faith, or that shouldn't cause anybody to question their faith. You know,
I think too, it's so easy to get caught up in the physical, and I need to stock up food, I need to plant a garden, I need to, and then that's the kind of stuff that could be wiped out in an instant. And yet
Amen.
our faith.
Amen to that, Miller Homestead. I absolutely agree. We definitely need to be prepared, because there will be, I mean, gosh, if you read Revelation, it's a scary, complicated, very blessing book to read, as I like to put it. It is definitely you've got it pulled up. It's definitely, I mean, in the end, not everyone's gonna make it. Like, let's be real. I mean, us Bible believers, we've seen what's going on, and I don't want to overstep my bounds on. Unfortunately, on this platform, we have to keep it very correct. I don't want, because I mean, my channel is very young. I can see other top tier channels where they can do the truth. It's like our fellow brother from the Cutting Edge would say. You see all these truthers, and they're saying all this stuff but twisting it, but they still have their
the
channels are like, but I'm just here to, Miss Hippie and I are just here to educate. That's what we do. I mean, we're here to hopefully, if we're not leading, at least guide in the right direction. I'm sorry, I've got so much to say about it. It's just, I'm hoping that the fellowship is good, because, do not forsake fellowship, and that's what we're wanting to do here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh, that wind.
Yeah, it's pretty windy. This is the most wind we've gotten in a while. But, so, with that being said, I mean, does anybody... hang on. I think we just lost internet. I just got the circle, the little... It was doing the thing for a sec. How are you guys seeing me?
Some of these onions don't look...
We might need to transplant them. But that's what we're out here for. Yeah, I just found out. Okay, good. It could be, I was reading earlier. So I'm not trying to promote. I mean, obviously, whenever I'm live, I would absolutely love shares. People, if you want to subscribe, or if you like my video, that would be awesome. But I was reading that if you have over 50 subscribers, and this is in YouTube's little terms that they've got, if you have over 50 subscribers, you can go live on mobile, but there's a restriction if you have less than 1,000 subscribers when you go live on mobile. So they limit your viewers, and they also limit the views that you can get because of safety. Which to a degree I can understand that. However, what are you gonna do? So, I mean, our goal is definitely to get more than 1,000 subscribers, and that would greatly help us on the homestead. I mean, we could do improvements if we were to ever monetize any money that we would. That's just the panels. It's just that panel and that panel is loose, so I gotta get on the roof. All about, yeah, I agree. It's unfortunate, and what are you gonna do though? I mean, these YouTube, Facebook or Meta, they are all private. You have the thing you got to remember with them, they are privately owned. Yes, they may be publicly traded on the stock market, or they're publicly owned entities, but they are still private entities. They are separate from constitutional rights, right? So, I mean, Facebook does not have to abide by the Constitution. They really don't, if you really think about it. Or YouTube doesn't have to abide by the Constitution. Freedom of speech, it's not necessarily a thing that is taken into consideration whenever you have these privately owned companies. It is a private company. It's their right to censor, subdue, and delete if they feel necessary. And that's why corporations during the 1800 and the Gilded Age, like monopolies, sorry, history lesson, monopolies were technically outlawed. So, but we see it happening now. I mean, certain hedge funds and entities control all of things, and I don't want to go too far into that because, again, I do have that restriction on my account because this is a mobile stream. So to kind of backtrack to prepping, I mean, there's nothing wrong with physically prepping because I mean, my thing that I try to remind myself is, okay, well, what if you have to prep for the town you live in? You know, you got a lot of preppers that are like, oh, well, I'm prepping for me, myself, and I don't care about anybody, and I'll go and take what other people have that I don't have and use it for myself. You know, I don't believe in that.
But then you get a single mother with a baby in her arms starving at your door. What are you
Yeah,
going to do?
exactly. Like,
Are you going to send them away?
No. And I mean, that's what, you know, there's definitely a lot of atheists that call out Christians because we don't proselytize, and we don't carry out the Great Commission
Or care for our fellow man.
or care for our fellow man. I mean, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to take care of the homeless, the widowed, and the innocent, right? What was that? Was that the duck?
He was a chicken.
Oh, one of the chickens just made a noise. It sounded like our kid. Hello, Jess Martinez. It is a trap with marauders behind her, is my first thought. Yeah, you know, I mean, there is that aspect, definitely, yeah. And it's unfortunate that people do think like that. But at the same time, I think that there is that degree of self-defense that needs to be taken into consideration. I mean, Breaking Babylon and David Carrico, Now You See TV, they all have really good examples of what to do in those situations. Let's see. Hey, get out of here. You're not allowed to be in here. Go on. Sky? Or Piper?
She's scared or something.
It might be the wind. Come here. So we've got a special guest here. Come here. Up. 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 Come here. Come here, Piper. Come here. Up. Right here. She's not going to come up. She's an older lady, so. Come here, Piper. Up. Up. Come here. Nope, because she's going to yelp. She's getting old. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes. Oh, yeah, you almost had it. Come here. Oh, come here, Piper. Nope, she's freaking out. Oh, Sky would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, so this one, I can't move the camera. I don't know if it'll, here. Let me see if I can. See those ears? Nope. She saw the camera and she's like, nope, don't want to be on camera. Thank you, Jess Martinez. Although I would say, oh, and there it goes. Hang on. I'm balancing on tomatoes here. There we go. If it falls, okay. Hang on. Let me do a bump test. All right, we're good. But yeah. Is there anything in the chat that I missed? Because it pops up and then it disappears on this.
You're caught up.
I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, one of the things. So this, I don't know, some of the people that are on the group that we're a part of, they saw me pickling fish, and here's some. I don't know how long you're supposed to wait, but I can't wait any longer. I want to try some. So we're going to do
I don't
some
think
live.
It's been long. It's been like.
I mean, it's in vinegar, so we're going to try some of this homemade pickled carp. Oh my gosh.
Are you sure that's the carp? Or
Carp or sucker, I don't know. No, I didn't do any. This was like a controlled experiment, but I can tell you right now. Oh my gosh. Ooh, even the dog is sniffing it right now. She might not even like it. Let's see. That's a tiny piece. I want a big piece. Hang on. Look at that.
Don't get any, Piper.
She might get a small piece if she's really good. So there is some pickled carp. I don't know if anybody, some people are turned off by carp,
A lot of people are turned off by pickled fish. What? I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
But you haven't tried this yet. We are in the great state of Wisconsin. Oh my gosh. Really good. Miss Hippie, try this.
Okay. I don't know if I want to eat on camera.
She's not eating on camera. It's good. That actually turned out really good. I think it's still a little bit mushy, so it might need to.
I thought it was a little.
The other cans are probably gonna need. Oh, we were out in California at one time. It was rough out there. The cost of living. Oh my goodness. Well, we were in the city though. I was stationed out there in the military. We were in San Diego, and the cost of living out there was, whoo, man, it was bad. So, I'm sorry, I'm eating on stream, but this is
the fruits of your labor.
the fruits of my labor. All glory to the kingdom,
My
though.
cheese?
That's good. Okay, so
Look at those.
I would say that was a success.
Uh-oh, Dean needs me.
All right, well, and the Bay Area. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Bay Area. My cousin was up there. He was north, but he was north of Oroville. They would go and visit San Francisco whenever it was. Amen to that. Yes, amen. Piper, you can't get out that way. Hang on, my dog wants to get out of the greenhouse. I'll be right back. Come on. Go on. Sky. Sky. What are you doing? All right. We did a 1-for-1 exchange. I got a new dog here. Come here. What are you doing? Up. What are you doing? What are you doing?
She's really.
She is really. She is like a little snake right now. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? No, you cannot have any of that. Miss Hippie made some cheese, so.
Goat cheese.
She made goat cheese. Yeah, I mean, as far as prepping goes, yeah, that's what I mean, we're on this earth for such a short period of time, you know. We do tend. Oh, excuse me. I sat down too fast. We're only here for such a short time, and you know, that short amount of time, the best prepping you can do is spiritual, for sure, in my opinion. But that's not to say, you know, I mean, it's like, I think, it's like, I forgot who it was that said it, but it's like if you're standing in a field and there's a tornado coming at you, you're not going to stand there and let the tornado come to you, right? Like you're going to do everything in your power to get out of its way because, I mean, obviously, God wouldn't want you to just be taken out by a tornado that you obviously could have ran away from or taken the necessary steps to ensure that you survive, because blessed are those who endure to the end. So, I mean, there's, it's like it's caveat, it's a give and take, ebb and flow kind of thing. Hope I'm not out of the line saying that quote, but it is, it's a bit of flowiness. So, all right, let's see. Let me see if I can pull up the chat real quick. I gotta like poke it. There we go. All right. Come on. The chat's being weird. I'm sorry, guys. Nothing like a windy day. Hey, Claudette. How you doing? That's the best mom right there, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. That's Miss Hippie's mom. That's some good grape juice. It's not wine. It's 100% Concord grape juice from the store. Organic, by the way. Not religious, but we can. Yeah, I can agree. Yeah, definitely. It's always, you just need to be you know. There's no reason for hatred. I mean, biblically speaking, there's hatred. Hatred has no place in your heart for anything. You know, there can be, you know, you can be righteously angry. Well, I don't know. I might be misquoting, but you know, there's things that you cannot tolerate, but hatred is one of the things that you shouldn't be. You like hate towards other people. Yeah, I agree. That's just, it's not good. Hang on, I'm grabbing Miss Hippie's phone right now. You're in San Diego. Oh yeah, nice. Tell the kids and tell Miss Hippie's sister that I said hi. I'm not saying first names because, you know,
You never know.
you never know. But Claudette, tell everybody that we said hi. What am I? What? My mom just texted. What am I?
What?
Did my mom give you any context whenever she called you this morning?
No, she's watching right now.
What? Oh, no, your mom's watching. My mom, I don't know.
Yeah.
What am I? Well, obviously, that's my best mom, too, if my mom is watching. Hi, Mom. I've got there's a dog looking at us through the window. Hatred takes energy and space in our hearts where love for each other can be. Yeah, I agree. I definitely do agree with that. You know, it's like I was telling a buddy of mine, it's like, why would I be angry? You know, I'm not mad. There's no reason for anger. I've got stuff I'm working on myself, obviously, but you know, when you're angry, when you become angry with people, or it's like you have to manifest this energy, or this. It takes too much energy, I should say, and manifest was probably the wrong word to use, but take this unnecessary amount of energy to maintain this anger towards others. I've got some a few perfect examples that I could go on, but you know, staying angry at people, why? You know, like people that have road rage, and I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of road rage. Oh, my mom said she's watching. Hi, Mom. It takes way too much energy to maintain a hatred or an angership, I guess, for lack of a better word. I don't know, a rivalry. You know, like look at sports teams. Look at football teams. Like my mom just said, "He who angers you controls you." Mom, use the chat in YouTube so I can see it. These rivals, like, okay, so I went to Katy High School, and whenever I was in high school, And our rival was like Cinco Ranch or Seven Lakes or what was it, Maid Creek. We had all these rivals and like people just being angry at each other for no reason over a football game. It's like, okay, I am 100% okay with a healthy competition. You know, there's even biblical examples of a healthy competition. But when you're rivals, look at how many times God to harden Pharaoh's heart, and that maintained that that energy. I mean, obviously God used it to his advantage to get his people out of there. But it's it's still it's still evil. It's not it's as my mom would say, it's ugly. Yeah, there's a border that I'm not willing to cross. Uh, Jess Martinez. I agree. A community. One thing that a lot of preppers don't like is, well, okay. Let me backtrack here. I had it and it kind of fizzled out a little bit, but the main thing is like, to a degree, yes, a community and having a community. For example, my neighbor needs his diesel worked on. I was a diesel mechanic in the military. I have certifications out the wazoo on diesels, right? So let's say his diesel tractor breaks down. I've got all the tools, I've got all the stuff. I help him out, and that's it. You know, like that. I let's say his specialty is construction. He can come over here and help me fix my rickety greenhouse, you know, or the broken down milkman's roofing company. He could help me fix my fix my roof. I'm sorry. That's a bit of an inside joke. I'm sorry. Um, but I do agree that staying in a community, um, with everybody that has skills to help each other out would be awesome. Amen to that, Miller Homestead. You hit it right on the head there. Because there is that aspect of being unequally yoked, and I saw the picture of that on the group. That was really funny. That explained it really well. You know, this is what it unequally yoked looks like, and you got the ox that was sitting down on the ground, and the other one was ready to go. You know, um, it's prepping is definitely a different mindset though. Um, and I'm not going to be like some people and like paint a really broad little brush stroke of, you know, you're doing this wrong or you're doing this right, but this could be better. No, everybody has to start somewhere. And if you love prepping, there, you can sit there. Let's say, um, I was talking to a group of people the other day, um, in a group chat. What can you produce for yourself and others? Yeah, I mean, if somebody's got really good land for root vegetables, and somebody else has really good land for grains, that's a really nice exchange. Root vegetables are great for storage. They're great for animal fodder during the wintertime because they last so long. I mean, I'm sure just outside the window that's on the other side of my phone here, I'm sure there's still potatoes in the ground. We have a potato plant coming up from last year's grow or planting. You know, man, they really do not like the fact that it's cold right now. um, my animals in the background. God bless them. um, I forgot where I was going. Um, hmm. I'm sorry. Somebody must have turned a microwave on or something because my edges. I just lost my entire train of thought. It was going somewhere. It was going somewhere, and it was really good. And you build. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Miller Homestead. Um, we there's aspect, I mean, I live in a really good community. Um, we Everybody kind of helps each other out where I'm at. I mean, of course, that's like what Wisconsin's kind of known for, is like the helpful neighbor, at least to the aspect of, um, I got a neighbor down the road. He's got horses, and um, gosh, if you ask him to help you with anything, he's there for you at the drop of a hat, so long as he's up here. But he's such a great guy, and that's one thing. Never forsake your community. It's definitely, planting seeds here and there. Planting your seeds, and making sure that everybody's looked after. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that, but um, my apologies. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. I should have brought my notes out, because normally what I do before I do a live stream is I'll write notes and bullet points down on, like, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea to talk about this, that, and third. So my mom brought up a really good point. She's texting me on the side, but she brought up a really good point. During the Depression, my grandfather, his parents lived on a farm, and America was gosh, it was so much different back then. I mean, we're seeing just a amazing times, or awesome time, interesting times. There we go. We are seeing interesting times right now. But back then, during the 1930s, my grandfather lived on a farm, and they actually fed the church. I think I'd have to ask my mom about it, but I think there was an article about it back in like 1935 or something. Hang on one second. This hippie's phone is about to die, so I'm gonna pop that on the charger, because we're low tech here. Low tech, high tech, whatever you want to call it. We're just using iPhones right now. I really tried my hardest to get the laptop hooked up with the the chat and the streaming program, but I don't know a lick about it. So there we go. Okay, let's see. Did I miss something? Yeah, nobody's perfect. I agree. I mean, we're definitely nobody's perfect. I mean, if you strive for perfection, you're gonna miss the dot every time. The closest you can get to perfection is about 1/10 of an inch, I think. That's, and that's the yeah, that, I forgot that whole quote, but back to it. Yeah, I mean, prepping it's definitely a great lifestyle. You can prep whether you're in an apartment. You can prep whether you're, to repeat myself, yeah, in an apartment, or if you've got a homestead. There's aspects of prepping that you can do on the physical side of it. I mean, you got an apartment, 5-gallon buckets. I mean, you can grow a nice healthy crop of potatoes or tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. And if you've got a balcony, that's a plus, because if you've got a what is it? So we are facing south right now, or no, we're facing north. If you have a southern or a southeastern facing balcony, that's perfect for growing plants. I mean, you'd have to look up what kind of plants you can grow, and I mean, tomatoes, they do pretty well in full sun, yeah, or like partial shade, whatever it was. Amen to that. Yeah, that, I mean, my grandparents, they were of that golden era too, Miller Homestead. I mean, my grandfather served in World War II. He did the Korean War, Vietnam. I mean, he was 30-year Army, right? And the amount of wisdom that man had, because I mean, you could talk to him and you wouldn't even tell that he was military. Like, he was such a man of God that it was amazing to hear him talk and his experiences. I mean, my mom even wrote a book about him. Granted, I would love to see my mom write a biography about him. That would be pretty cool.
There you go.
You know, hey mom, that's your next book idea, a biography about Grandpa. But the we're losing that generation is darn near gone. I mean, we're getting little remnants of people that were raised by that quote unquote golden generation, if you want to call it that. And there is a lot of old ways that were lost. And I mean, something as simple as right now we're building a root cellar, which I cannot wait to give you guys an update on that. Jess Martinez, no worries. That is totally fine. 20 years. No, Mom, he did 30. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, I wish looking back, I wish I could have filmed my grandfather more. I like the things that he would talk about, the stories that he had, you know. I think there was one, I forgot if it was a story about how he was on, it was like he was on a hill and they were shooting at the, I don't know if I could say the certain people with the SS logos. They were flying the planes over with I don't know how much I can say. I'd have to look back at he was shooting at the enemy airplanes on the hill during World War II, and I guess they hit one of them and he turned around and like did a strafing run on them and his buddy that were shooting at him, and they were both running down the hill laughing, rolling down the hill. Like they were, you know, just stories like that you don't hear anymore. You know,
Judy's watching.
Judy's watching. Hey, Judy. Should I have said her first name?
It's okay.
Okay. Well,
we're not giving anyone's location away.
No, I know. I know. I used to have in my kitchen, or hanging over the door to the kitchen, latitude and longitude for our house, and I shot a video. And then I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's our exact location. We need to take that down, and I can't make that video."
Thankfully, you edited it before you posted the video.
So, you know, I mean, people are welcome to come, but I don't want people knowing our exact location.
Your mom said he served 20 years. That generation were tough old goats. No, he got out and then went back in.
Yeah, he got out for a few years and got back in, which would bring it was a total of 30 years because he also did reserve. So, I mean, he was an E8, or at least that's what that machete says. He was awarded a machete while he was serving in Panama, and it's, you know, I think it wasn't gunnery sergeant. It was the E8 of the Army.
Judy said, if my dad was still alive, I wish I could ask him things as well, especially where all his cast iron pans are.
Yeah. You know, and that's one of the things, like, storytelling has really become so, I mean, I've got an uncle. He's the one that actually taught me the bagpipes, which I'd have to have full consent from the chat room to bring the bagpipes out.
Might blast everyone's ears out.
No.
I'm kidding.
But he can tell a story. He can tell a mean story. But the storytelling of old, unfortunately, is such a lost art. I mean,
yeah.
You know, kind of bouncing back to the Bible of respecting your elders, and it's like nobody wants to hear stories anymore. I do. I do. I mean, and I know a lot of people viewing this, or a lot of my subscribers would love to hear stories from the elders. You know, we might have learned something, but we're too busy trying to hide history. And history repeats itself, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of knowledge that's gone, and it makes me sad. But I don't know. Oh man,
I
that
mean,
pickled fish
thankfully,
was so good.
there's a lot of people trying to capture a lot of that knowledge before it's gone.
Yeah,
Yes.
I might upload my grandfather's. So he was at the invasion of Normandy, and I might upload that video because that's a darn good video. He actually got a Purple Heart for the story that he tells. But we are kind of veering off topic. I don't know. What do you guys have any tips? Oh my gosh, my nose is really itching right now. I got a hair that is just not. It's not.
Maybe you need to trim your nose hairs.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I gotta trim my nose hairs, I guess. What was that?
Miller Homestead. Did you see their?
No. The chat keeps on disappearing. Oops. Yes, there. No. Yeah. No. All the knowledge. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, Miller Homestead hit it right on the head there. I mean, what was it? I think it was John Hall that said it the first time that I've heard it. Yeah, I trimmed mine too, Jason. They're just. I think it's the gravity from the theory of gravity is bringing them down. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. John Hall said it really well, or maybe it was a meme that he was reading that I had never heard before. But it was good times, hard men. It's like good times, or hard times create hard men. Hard men create good times. Good times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. And I think we're on the brunt end of that, where we've gotten soft.
Yeah.
And
Your mom said that everyone's got their face in their phones now.
as we're on our phones right now.
Well, no one, a lot of this generation doesn't want to listen to the stories.
No, I get it. Yeah, it is a never-ending cycle, absolutely.
Or learn the things, do the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I caught myself even when I was in the military. When I was active Navy, I even caught myself like, man, I really don't want to do this because it's too much work. Well, guess what? Now I got a homestead, and I'm up to my little ears here with work, which is I'm okay with because it keeps me active. And hard work has never killed anybody. It's whenever you get complacent, that's what kills people. Oh shoot, I don't know if I can say the K word. Hard work, yeah. As long as you're not being complacent and making really bad mistakes, it's too much work. What? Yeah. That actually I just remembered my train of thought from earlier. I could take a snapshot. Hindsight's. I have the hindsight. I do kind of. If I were to do it all over again on the homestead, we would have gotten raw land. And I've got a camper, or I had a tent. We would have lived in the tent of my truck and built our house. It would have been what we wanted, Is there, hey, Miller Homestead, you probably know the answer to this question. Is there anybody else streaming? I don't want to step on anybody's toes as far as streaming goes. Let me know in the chat. But what I was going to say is I could take pictures of what we have now, and it's the here and now. It's not what were the steps that we took. to excuse me, to get to where we're at now. And somebody could say, "Oh, he's got a nice skid steer. Oh, he's got a boat. Oh, he's got this really big truck." Okay, good. Um, it's like these are the things that I've done or have worked for. Nobody hears about the stories of, well, we spent, what was it, a good solid 6, 7 days building that garden, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
week.
6 or 7 days. It was a week, yeah, to build our garden. It's still not even done. I mean, it's not even squared off. I've got so many more trees to freaking clear out. Pardon my language.
There's always trees.
There's always trees, tree stumps, weeds. It's like I'm not sitting. Like, I can understand Zach Bauer on American Homestead. He's not sitting on his homestead with his feet kicked up. Granted, this is the life we chose, but for people to look at it and say, "Oh man, wow, you got this and that and this and that. Oh man, you guys must be rich or live in it." And it's like, no, absolutely not. The root cellar. I was blessed enough, so I'm part of the VFW here, Veterans of Foreign Wars. Through the VFW, this is pertaining to the root cellar. I met a awesome Marine that was, when he got out of the Marines, he was a brick mason for, I think, 20 or 30 years. And so he came over last week whenever we had a really nice break of weather. It was like nice weather. I mean, I'm going to show you, I'll have to make a separate video because, I mean, if I move from this spot, I'm going to lose internet, but, and plus it's cold outside. It's nice here in the greenhouse, but it's a little chilly outside with the wind. Don't worry, I'm not being lazy. It's just, I'm going somewhere with it, I promise. Your dad said something. I briefly saw his name. I don't know what he said. Your dad's watching.
Y'all have a lot to be proud of considering the challenges you were met with from the get-go. Keep plugging away.
Amen to that. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, but we got to remember, all glory to the kingdom. It's the kingdom of heaven. All glory to the Father. Yeah, through God we are blessed. That one's turning yellow. We should get it into a bigger container.
Yeah, I'm gonna transplant that one.
She's Miss Hippie's working on she's working on declustering some of these. But I was going. So he comes over. He does all my leads for all the corners of the cinder block, all the block that I'm laying. Now all I have to do. He left me a couple tools that I didn't have for building block walls. I mean, what I thought was going to take all year has turned into a project that's hopefully we're going to be done with it. If I put in a solid week's worth, it'll be done soon.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to wait on the trucks because they won't lift the ban.
Oh yeah, there's a travel ban. So I'm doing like Doug and Stacy prep off grid with Doug and Stacy. So what they did was a monolithic pour. I thought that was a fantastic idea. So I'm going to be pouring my roof and the cores of my walls at the same time. And that's, we don't have anywhere to go. If there's a tornado, amen to that. Yeah, I God willing, it's definitely my dog is crying outside the door. She thinks there's a party going on in here. There kind of is. We're having fun, right? It's looking like it will be. But I'm kind of banking on this week's weather being concrete weather. So As long as it doesn't freeze overnight, we should be fine. And then we're just waiting on the road or the travel ban, the road bans, because they're road bans.
Everyone's gonna think
The
there's
concrete,
something going on in
the
the world.
concrete, the concrete trucks. They're banned from traveling on the roads because if they hit that, there's a reason for it. I mean, the infrastructure here in Wisconsin, whenever it's thawing out, it definitely the travel or
Tear up the roads.
the road bans for the heavier trucks. They do tear them up, so costing us taxpayers a lot of hefty money, some monies to pay towards the people that don't maintain the road. I mean, the people that maintain the roads, you know. So, yeah, we.
Yeah, we want the root cellar done by harvest.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But and you know, like going back to the original tangent, you know, you can take a screenshot of where we're at now and think, oh well, you're here now. You know what? You don't really think of the work that went into it, or the you know, the circumstances or what it took to get there. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, we were living in a single room. Like it wasn't even, there wasn't even a divider. It was, my son was sleeping 2 feet away from us. We were sleeping in this bed, and then the dogs and the cat were all out. You know, it was rough. It was very rough. And you know, I know that there's people that go through a lot worse than what we did, and there's not a second that I took any of it for granted. I was just happy to be home and where God placed us.
Out of the Navy and out of the city.
Out of
California.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I mean, we were just, it wasn't even that, it's just where we needed to be. Where we were called to be. So I don't know. Are people wanting to hear the bagpipes? They heard me blow the shofar last stream, and now brother Dan Bedondi has that shofar. I'm still waiting. I am still waiting.
Gotta do a short or a video.
I gotta see a short of him blowing the shofar, doing it correctly. I know what that shofar is supposed to sound like. I want to see. I'm kind of calling him out. If anybody wants to tag him, I want to see him sound that shofar.
Aw, puppy.
Oh, Piper.
She's sitting there. You can see her
Yep.
little face through the window.
Dan Bedondi live. I would love to see him sounding that shofar that I made. That would be that would be fun. And then maybe we can go chase some Nephilim with the Milk Chaser 9000. Or the Nephilim Chaser 9000 milk truck. I get it confused. It's.
I don't even know.
There was an old military truck for sale not too long ago. I was considering getting it, but I don't think that would fly over very well with Miss Hippie. It would have been the Nephilim Chaser 9000 for sure. Hey, I'm getting this thing where I'm not getting the chat again. I see them popping up on yours, but it's completed for the harp. Okay, so I'm not. Hey, what are you doing? I don't know if you can hear that drum. Good puppy. Come here. What are you doing? Come on, up. 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 Piper, up. Okay, you don't want to. Wait, nope, come here. You got it. What is that? She had some stuff in her fur. Go on. Go on. Just lay down. It's your favorite spot, the greenhouse where it's warm. Oh, wait, no, you're a husky. Yeah. All right, so how's everybody doing? I know that I want to hopefully have more people involved in the chat. You know, if you're lurking, that's fine. Oh, gosh, if you're lurking, that's totally fine. But, you know, YouTube's algorithm, I would absolutely love it if people could give a thumbs up, maybe share this. I'm balancing my phone on a little tomato.
Judy said, God placed you by us, or
Yep.
the other way around.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's good to have community.
It is cold, wet here, waiting to plant later this week. Are you guys, so Miller Homestead, are you guys past your frost date? That sounded weird saying your last frost date. Frost date. I think, I don't know when our,
Oh,
that was Bubbles and Farts
no.
alert. That's what I have for Bubbles
Oh.
and Farts. It's Friday. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know when our last average frost date is. I think
Most
it
people don't
literally
plant until
changes.
after Mother's Day.
You know, and that's a good prep right there. That's a good prep advice.
Yeah, because it
What-
just snowed today.
If it's right, if you're able to get yourself those, I think they're the are they 4 foot by 16 foot or the cattle panels, the 16-foot cattle panels. If you can get, if you can get 5 of those, and you build your foundation, so you take them and you make them curved, right? And you make foundation of either peppers until late. Yeah, these I'm hoping these do it. These are our peppers right here.
Yeah, those are the jalapenos.
These are the early jalapenos. I've got cayenne peppers behind the phone. We love salsa. I'm originally from Texas, so I absolutely love salsa.
I am addicted to salsa. And
She's-
chips.
It's weird. She's from the Midwest, but she's totally cultured. She loves spicy food. It's awesome.
We're addicted to hot sauce.
I wouldn't say addicted.
Yeah, we have a hot
Yeah,
sauce
oh.
stash. We need to make our own fermented hot sauce.
Yeah.
So it's at least healthy.
So that's what we're gonna. Oh man, spicy food. It clears your sinuses out. The right kind of spice, it will clear your sinuses out. And also, this message is not approved by the FDA. It will help kill parasites. So, or anti-parasitic. Yeah,
Parasitic.
anti-parasitic. So, I mean, I'm not saying go eat a whole jalapeno, but oh, honey, I got excited because said they are planting wasabi radishes this year. Do we
Me
have any?
too.
You do.
I did
Thank
get
goodness.
Some. I did get some.
She got some wasabi radishes. That's
I'm
awesome.
so excited. I'm gonna try what do you call it? Dehydrating them and making a powder out of it.
Wasabi powder.
And then, putting it on stuff. I don't know if it'll be any good, but
What was that scene from Cars? Wasabi.
wasabi.
Not much. What's up with you, man? We don't watch Disney anymore. That's banned in our house.
Don't say that.
Oh,
Don't say
crap.
Don't say.
Can't
well,
say
no,
that.
No, don't say Cars around Dean
Oh, yeah.
or
Well,
Toy
I mean,
Story or.
don't say
I'm
any of
trying to
the...
wean him off of Disney.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's better than drinking Dud Blight.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I said that in code. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of people out there that don't like this kind of agenda pushed on them, and here we are. And I'm not saying, to each their own, but
There we go.
yeah, that's a nice root.
I know. I don't
That's
even know
really
what
nice
this
root
is.
system. We've got this volunteer that popped
There's
up, and
two
it just
volunteers that
it's
came
like-
back from last year.
I want to say it's about what, 8 inches tall.
It might be a sunflower.
There's no way that's a sunflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year because planting. Oh my gosh, our garden is.
I'm gonna have
Oh
4
yeah, so
gardens
hardy.
this
Yep.
year.
Mm-hmm.
4 gardens.
We have 4 gardens going here. Wait,
Yeah.
where's the 4th gonna be?
By the house.
Oh, okay,
Just
so
make-
kitchen
Yeah,
garden.
the kitchen
Okay, so
garden, the market garden,
Mhm.
the what am I gonna call? Oh, there's a greenhouse garden right here, and then
Oh, some of this cheese.
what should we call the other one? The
Which one? The grain garden.
The grains garden.
So homemade goat cheese. She just made this today. It's
with
honey goat
honey.
cheese.
Honey from our bees, honey goat cheese. and-
Claudette, Ron, Mom, if you're
Mom,
watching
Dad.
this, Mom, Dad, Mom, my mom, this came
Judy.
from Little Debbie, Judy,
Also have to have Judy try some.
Rick, if he was watching. I know he's at work, but this is homemade goat cheese. Oh my gosh.
Yes, volunteers are the best. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, this is the volunteer.
See it? I think it's a sunflower.
Kind of
Or
looks
a
like
bean, or...
No, it's not a bean.
No, it's not a bean. I think it's a sunflower.
Any plant experts in the chat right now?
Maybe I'll put both of them in this. I'll put the two
volunteers.
the two
Oh, that one
volunteers.
looks like a melon. Show them that one.
It's not looking very healthy right now.
Probably because it needs.
Look at that.
Yes. Okay. So
don't know
Miller
what-
Homestead was saying it looks like a.
Yeah. This one might be a sunflower too. I don't know. I thought everything.
Well, come get some more, Claudette.
Yeah, you left yours here.
Uh-oh,
So
what?
Dean and I ate it.
Oh, well. I would like to do some smoked goat cheese.
Ooh.
That.
Or
I've-
roasted red pepper.
Ooh, roasted red pepper. Cheese?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
or are you just saying roasted red peppers? Like,
Cheese. Goat
I use.
cheese.
Oh, okay. So,
Whoops.
story time. I used to work at this place in Texas. If anybody, I know that my parents and a couple people in the audience might be familiar with this, but there was this grocery store in HEB, or grocery store in Texas called HEB, and I used to work there. And every August to September, I think, give or take, they would do fresh, fire roasted poblano peppers, and they would sell them. And like, I don't even have a. I thought there was one in here, but they're like these the little plastic totes, and they'd sell them by the pound. And oh my goodness, what I would do was back then I wasn't, eating biblically clean, but I would take my ham, I would take like a sub that had ham and cheese on it, and I'd put the fire roasted, fresh from the fire roaster. I'd put it right in there, pop that in the microwave for I think it was 10 seconds. That was the perfect amount of time. Everything would get nice and hot because they did fresh sandwiches at HEB. My goodness, that was,
Miller Homestead said we had a mammoth sunflower head measured 23 inches.
Oh my gosh,
It was a volunteer.
that was a volunteer.
Our
We-
sunflowers got up to be 15 feet tall or something.
No.
12. Because those
The one
ones
was
can
12.
Get up to 12.
There was one
It
that
was-
was 12 foot, and it was the one that sprouted up. It was so fast, and I had little to no faith in a first year garden because that was our first year for that garden. Now that oh my gosh, they do. I don't even know. It was awesome. The garden did really good. I've got some videos, some backdated
last
videos
year.
from last year
Yeah.
that you can check out the bean tunnel. I did a garden tour. I mean, our corn. I wish so. I'm not ashamed to say this. We kind of screwed up. We tried the Three Sisters technique.
I think there's a way to do it.
There's a
but
way to
I
do
don't
it.
think we did it right.
Ooh, she's making stock flour from sunflowers. Miller Homestead is.
Yeah, I watched somebody do that last year. I was
I-
gonna try doing it, but I never did.
We never harvested the stalks. They're there.
They're still out there in the garden.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit?
The Three Sisters.
The Three Sisters, yeah. We tried that. It failed. The beans and the squash strangled out the corn. We had a very minimal corn harvest last year. But then again, I mean, everybody was having issues last year with the drought that was going on. It was very dry last year. Hindsight, looking back, I probably would have set up sprinklers a lot sooner if I had known. I mean, most people here probably understand that the best time to water is 30 minutes before the sun rises, and then right after the sun sets, or one finger is 15 minutes to for the sun. So like if you were to, I'm not trying to make any weird hand signals here, but I'm saying like, so let's say the sun is about so from there to there, the sun is about an hour from it, because this is, each finger is 15 minutes. So you take and you measure the distance from the sun to any given point with your fingers, and that's about 15 minutes or so. So right now, the sun is about an hour from the crest of our greenhouse, from this top. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Wait, no, okay. From that area now, it's an hour away from shading that, right? So right before you water in the evening, you want the sun to be about an hour away from whatever blocks the sun. So like if you've got a tree line, an hour from that, water it. That way there's enough water evaporating, but there's also enough water seeping into your soil. I've noticed, this is my personal opinion, I'm not an expert on gardening, but I've noticed that it is the best time for water retention, and it helps with getting water on your leaves. It creates an entire like a microclimate, if you will. I mean, in our garden we had just all sorts of critters. I mean, there was frogs, lizards, salamanders, grasshoppers, toads, all of it. It was awesome. Hey, Hippie Junior. Go feed the dogs, please. All right, sorry. Sun came in. You need to go feed the dogs. Let's see. I think they're hungry. What time is it? Yeah, it's 4, right? Oh my gosh, it's been 77 minutes.
You can feed the dogs later. It's 3:40. It's too early.
I thought it was. Maybe it's
It
this
feels a lot later than it is. Miller Homestead said last year was awful. Our tomatoes tasted cooked right off the vine.
Oh man, yeah. The thing about tomatoes, I don't even. I heard that if you do magnesium, like, or no, not magnesium.
I can't remember.
Well, Epsom salt. Epsom salt. If you use Epsom salt as a supplement, it'll cause them to really bud out, like your peppers and your tomatoes. They'll bud out really, really well. Let's see. Hang on 1 second, guys. I will be right back. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Epsom salt. Yeah, I guess the magnesium in the Epsom salt, or if something about the Epsom salt, it causes it to bud. So like you'll get way more buds than you normally would. I'd have to double check that. Don't quote me on that. But one thing we're really looking forward to here soon. Do any of you guys do morel mushroom hunting? That, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for morels to pop up. We're like around the corner, and it's looking so far like a really good season. My neighbors up the road, they were saying like, hey, we don't even, yes, but haven't found. Oh no, yeah, it's like prime. It's prime season for where you're at, Miller Homestead. I'm not gonna tell people where you're at, but for your region where you're at, I would be looking right now, because they're there. We have to kind of wait till, what is it, Is it Mother's Day?
I mean, you can start looking now, but
Yeah, I started.
It's a little too cold.
We started looking This time last year, we found a couple that were like they were teeny tiny.
But majority last year they popped up late.
They popped up real late, and we only found yellows,
Like
which
June.
yellow and black morels are the same. It's just yellow morels are older. They somehow survived not being eaten by deer and whatnot. Um,
Do deer eat mushrooms?
yeah, deer will eat morels.
Oh.
They'll even eat the lobster mushrooms. I don't know. Lobsters are awesome. Everyone else is finding them, just not. Oh man.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, if you guys are able to join a group, I mean it. The thing, the fickle thing about morel mushrooms is, people are real mysterious with them. Like if they've got a spot that they like to go to, you're never gonna hear about it. But I mean, if you guys were to come up here, we would totally be like, hey, this is where we look. That's where we look. This is where we look. You know, like.
Who was it that's allergic that said we could go see them?
Oh yeah, the
They know?
guy, yeah, the guy that we get our bees from. Unfortunately, our bees did not survive. We were really hoping they would.
They almost did.
They were almost there. Gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry, my nose is itching again. The guy that we get our bees from, he's allergic to morels. So he's like, hey, I've got like 10 patches on my property. Just come search whenever they pop up. I'll let you know. And that was like awesome. Because I love morel mushrooms. They're bon appetit is what they are, man. That's some really good grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't have any homemade wine, so crazy weather patterns are taking out lots of things. Yeah, that weird bout of 80-degree weather we just got a couple weeks ago, it was really nice, but it did kind of make me a little nervous. I think the weather patterns are definitely, there's something to keep an eye on for sure. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because I don't want to get into that. I'd get into that on Rumble if I had well, I mean, I've got a Rumble, but I don't know how to I don't know how to do the videos on that. But yeah, I feel like I'm a little repressed on YouTube because, like I said earlier, YouTube is a privately owned public company. So they're providing a service. It's not something that, anyways. Like Hardy, you've got Hardy Kiwi. Oh my gosh! Wait, no, come back! Oh, darn it. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna look at you on this. So my Hardy Kiwi took off in the warmth, and then we got a night that hit 26, and that. Oh no. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna try and slouch down, even though it's not good for my back. I hope my chiropractor's not looking or watching, but yeah, we I don't see it in here. I'm hoping that we had one pepper plant that we took inside and made go dormant. And that's hopefully, I don't know if it's still alive or not. So, well, hey, I'm just looking at the time. We're at 80 minutes. Does anybody have any closing comments, or, I hope that what I said about the aspect of there's both spiritual prepping and physical prepping, and there's a good balance. There's definitely a balance of that, especially for us believers. We've got to make sure that we're not just physically prepping; we're also spiritually, because I mean, this could it could all be taken away from us instant. It's I don't know what else to say. There's definitely, you got to put a lot of trust in, or faith in God and Jesus Christ. So Oh, I had to slouch because it won't stay up. Yeah, amen to that. Amen. So, I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for sticking with us. I know it was a little bit rough at the beginning because of internet issues and whatnot, but I look forward to getting some more videos up. The root cellar is #1 priority. That right behind our new wood stove that we're putting in the bunkhouse. That is going to be really nice because it costs us $75 a day to run the heaters in that because they're all electronic. So, all right, I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for joining us here at the Hippie Hebrew Homestead, and we will see you around.